am Irene Isatampakunla, and for this pre-recorded lecture, I will be discussing the fundamentals of mathematics. This lesson covers essential math concepts that are important not only for academic learning, but also for problem solving in real-life situations and for review. Let's begin! By the end of this video, you should be able to accurately calculate the greatest common divisor or GCD and the least common multiple or LCM of sets of integers. Solve one variable linear equations. Apply the Pythagorean theorem to find unknown side lengths in right-angled triangles. And set up and solve word problems involving direct and inverse proportions. These skills form the foundation of many higher mathematical concepts. Let us start with number theory and operations, particularly prime factorization. When we say prime factorization is the process of breaking a number into its prime factors, which are numbers greater than 1 that have no divisors other than 1 and itself. For example, let us find the prime factorization of 60. We divide 60 by 2, which gives us 30. And 30 divided by 2 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. Since we already reached 1, then we stop. Therefore, the prime factorization of 60 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Next is the greatest common divisor or GCD. Alright, the GCD is the largest number that divides two or more numbers exactly without leaving a remainder. To find the GCD of 12 and 18, we first get their prime factorization. So 12 is equal to 2 squared times 3, while 18 is 2 times 3 squared. We then multiply the lowest powers of the common prime factors. In this case, the common factors are 2 and 3. So, the GCD of 12 and 18 is 6. Now, let us move on to the least common multiple or LCM. The LCM is the smallest number that is multiple of 2 or more numbers. To find the LCM of 4 and 6, we again start with prime factorization. 4 is 2 squared and 6 is 2 times 3. We then multiply the highest powers of all prime factors present. So, therefore, the LCM of 4 and 6 is 12. Let us now discuss ratio and proportion. So, a ratio is a comparison of two quantities, while a proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equal. Alright, here is an example. A recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar for every 3 cups of flour. How much sugar is needed for 9 cups? First, we identify the ratio of sugar to flour, which is 2:3. Next, we set up the proportion, letting x represent the unknown amount of sugar. We then solve the equation, which gives us x equals 6. Therefore, 6 cups of sugar are needed for 9 cups of flour. Now let us move to algebraic foundations, starting with linear equations. When we say linear equation is an equation in which the highest power of the variable is 1. Let us solve the equation. 3 and x plus 2 minus 5 equals 10. First, we distribute the 3, giving us 3x plus 6 minus 5 equals 10. Next, we combine like terms to get 3x plus 1 equals 10. Solving for x, we get x equals 3. Now, let's talk about inequalities. When we say inequalities, these are mathematical statements that use symbols such as greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. For example, let us solve 2x minus 5 is less than or equal to 9. First, we add 5 to both sides, resulting in 2x less than or equal to 14. Then we divide both sides by 2. So the final answer is x is less than or equal to 7. Next is direct and inverse variation. In direct variation, two quantities increase or decrease together. In inverse variation, one quantity increases as the other decreases. For examples, for direct variation, if 5 workers can finish a job in 8 days, then 10 workers will finish the same job in 4 days. For inverse variation, if 4 machines produce 12 units per hour, then 6 machines will produce 18 units per hour. Let us now proceed to geometric principles. So perimeter is the total distance around a shape. For a rectangle with a length of 5 and with a width of 3, the perimeter is 16 units and the area is 15 square units. Now let's talk about the Pythagorean theorem, which applies to right-angled triangles. So it states that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. For example, if a equals 3 and b equals 4, then c equals 5. So triangles can be classified based on their sides and angles. A triangle with sides 3, 4, and 5 is a right-angled triangle. Other classifications include acute, obtuse, equilateral, isosceles, and scalene triangles. Alright, when solving math problems, always remember to identify the given and unknown values. Choose the correct formula or concept. Solve step by step and always check your answer. Reminder that regular practice is key to mastering mathematics. Right, that concludes our discussion on the fundamentals of mathematics. Does anyone have a question? Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this lesson helped strengthen your understanding of the basic math concepts.